Shalom. I want to start this off by giving honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Baruch. Peace and salutations to the elect men, starting with the elders of GMS on down, who diligently push forth the will and doctrine of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai day by day, according to the true understanding of the scriptures. To all of you, I say Shalom. So, this lesson, it's just going to be a quick one while I'm on the road. But, the Spirit moved me to do this lesson off of a scripture the beloved brother Padah had brought out, amongst brothers, which was Romans 4:22, which I'll get in a minute, but this was one of the scriptures that pretty much came to mind, and from that point on, it was clear, just do a lesson on it, right? So, I'm gonna just start off with reading this. This is Luke 12, verse 47. It says, "And that servant which knew the Lord's will and prepared not himself," prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. So you knowing to do good, but choosing not to, that's another scripture I'm gonna grab. You going the hell off. You committing sin, and you putting yourself in a worse position because you choosing to go off. And you not truly seeking the Lord. And if you're not truly seeking the Lord gonna give you over to the reprobate mind. Because your mind is not on Him. And this is really like how would I say, a rebuke, of this off spirit, because you got a lot of men within the world that are choose to take on this spirit, especially within Israel as well, because judgment is going to start at the house of God, first. So you want to make sure that you're not in this type of spirit. Light that fire under your ass, get on your shit, and stop bullshitting. And that goes for me first and foremost. But I'm gonna jump to let me see. This is James chapter 4 verse 17. It says, "Therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin." You see? And we know sin is the transgression of the law. So you want to be making sure that you taking heed to the Lord's words, to His commandments. Study to show thyself approved, right? You want to make sure that you not bullshitting yourself by what you condone, what you entertain, what you surround yourself with. You want to make sure that you stand on top of your first job. Remember that first love. That's His word. That's wisdom. That's the true spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The brothers He set up for you, the congregation He gave to you. You can't be bullshitting a part of the Father's business. You gotta have the right clothing on. You gotta have that wedding garment. It starts now. You come into the wedding. The wedding don't start right as people enter in. It's like roll call, if you will, right? Making sure that everybody that got the RSVP, has made it, is all attended for, And that starts now. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you fully clothed how you need to be. You know, not bullshitting, not faking the funk, not being a hypocrite, not being a rubber bait. You know, if it's a moment that you going to fuck off, shut the fuck up. You know, I'm just keeping it like plain and simple. You know, though I be rude in speech yet not in knowledge. So excuse my French, but you know, again, it ain't the time to be bullshitting. We can't be going backwards. You know, we gotta keep moving forward, right? Because Satan doing everything he can to try to devour us. So you can't give him no place, no entrance, no breach or nothing, because he gonna take it. You know. But you gotta truly want it though. You know, because if you don't really want it, you gonna be like like how it says in the scripture. You know what I'm saying? To him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not. You see? You bullshitting. You know? If you know to do good and you choosing not to, the Lord gonna turn you over. You know? Many are called, but few are chosen. We looking to be of the Lord's chosen. All that extra BS, we not dealing with that. We not doing that. You know? That's not our objective. And that's what we're going to say here, you know? Because we amongst the world, you know, but the Lord said that he, you know, pray not to take us out of the world, but to keep us from the evil. It says right here, 1 Peter 2:16, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as servants of God. You see? It says, not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness. You see? So you're not supposed to be looking to just use your ability to move, you know what I'm saying, however you want to do wicked, you know? Mind you, we're ambassadors for the Lord's ministry, right? We held to a certain standard, you know what I'm saying? And there's a certain image that needs to be upheld, lest you like slander, and you know what I'm saying, and put a blemish on the Lord's ministry, you know? And that's why the Lord gonna spew those that's off out. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gonna get sifted. That's why you gonna get kicked out. You know? Because there ain't to be no blemishes, there ain't to be no smudge, no nothing on the Lord's, on our Father's business. You know? But that's exactly why Yahushua went on to say this, right? John 15:22, it says, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin. You see? You've been told, those that have been told, you get many stripes. You getting your ass whooped, plain and simple. You know? Because you knew and you chose not to. You knew better, but you chose not to do better. You chose not to be better. We not like these people within the world that's ready to get destroyed, you know? We don't stay broken. You know, we seek the Lord so that way he can fix us up and make us better than we once were. Right? We go on to get planted and rooted in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, bear fruit and hold on to that fruit, you know, that it may remain. Tend to that fruit, that it continues to bear more, you know. Because if you're not, you a waste of a plant, and you gonna get put out, you know. You gonna get withered. You gonna wither away, and you gonna be as dung. You gonna have to know it after death by pain, you know, or the Lord can take you out now, you know. it don't gotta be a situation to where, you know, it's the Lord's judgment isn't executed speedily. You know what I'm saying? It could be a situation where the Lord mess you up now, you know, and that's something to be mindful of. You don't know what tomorrow brings, so that's why you get your act together now. Stop bullshitting. We don't got time to. The earth is waxing worse and worse. Evils are increasing. So that means that you got to increase in the spirit and stop bullshitting. You know? Let me see if I have anything else. Yeah, and reading this because this the one that the brother had brought out. This is Romans 14 and verse 22. It says, "Hast thou faith?" It says, "Have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in the thing." It says, "Happy is he that condemneth not himself in the thing which he alloweth." You know, so you choosing to be oblivious, you choosing to be ignorant. You know, like Cypher in the Matrix, ignorance is bliss, right? You choosing to do that. You choosing to be like that. You know, but it says, It says, "And he that doubteth is damned." Slide. It says, "And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin." You see? The Lord's Spirit gonna have you have that thought, knowing this is off. You know what I'm saying? But if you willfully choosing to do this, to do that, to go off when you know what I'm saying, you committing sin. You choosing ignorance over reality. You choosing to be in the matrix, in the system, than to be taken out of it, you know, to see what's really going on. You choosing to gain the whole world and lose your own soul. And that's not of the Lord's Spirit. The Lord said he doesn't love this world, you know. The lust of the flesh thereof, roughly paraphrasing. So that's pretty much the point, you know. I'll bring out that Luke 12, and that'll be it. One more time. Luke 12 and verse 47, it says, "And that servant which knew the Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes." You see? It says, but verse 48, "But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, much shall be required." Man. "And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more." You know? When much is given, much is required. That means that you again, when it comes to our Father's business, there is rules and requirements that you got to uphold on your end to be able to continue to work for our Father's business. If you're not keeping up the end of your on your end of the deal, you get booted out. You know, plain and simple. And you knew what the requirements were, and you chose not to. You're gonna get beaten with many stripes. You know, so don't be in this spirit. You know, know what's right and do right. So with that, I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Wahawah Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.